biggest hurdle for me was just really jumping out there and trusting myself. You know, I was one of those people that pretty much, being that I was the first person in my immediate family to go to college and graduate successfully. Um, I was looked at, you know, back home as like, oh, Tariq is successful. Tariq got it going on. Tariq this, Tariq that. And, you know, all of my family back home in Philly, and I'm down here in Richmond, you know, making like 35 grand a year. And I'm like, yo, like, this is what successful is. But at the same time, I didn't want to jump because, you know, I had a kid, you know, my son was, you know, very young at the time. Like, you know, he's not even 1 year old yet. And I'm like, man, I can't leave right now. I got comfortable with, you know, the comfort, the so-called, I call it, you know, it's fake comfort, because we all know that they can end that, you know. I like to say,
Yeah,
tap you on the shoulder, you know what I mean? Like
pretty
you in a
much.
basketball
So,
game. Come on, time to sit down.
so it's interesting.
So
Here's what's interesting about you saying. So basically, you're saying that taking that chance to bet on yourself. As I sit there and watch you with the bet on yourself thing behind you, like,
yeah,
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 you know what I mean?
man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's yeah. My sister gave me that, man. That's a new
Yeah,
piece.
bet on yourself, and that's kind of like what the hurdle was. That's interesting, but that's
Yeah, that was the hurdle, man. And from there, it was like, you know, okay, I'm out here. It's time to get it. It's time to go. You know, for me, I shared it on my Instagram before. I'm a visual person, and I'm very competitive as well, right? So I had to figure out, like, I'm like very strategic in my approach. So I'm like, okay, everything's very like black and white for me most times. So I'm like, okay, well, I want to do this, so I need to figure out how I do this. And for me, that was just simply just replacing that 35,000 a year that I was making. And I had to break it down even more to understand it and to conceptualize it and make it real. So I broke it down to what I actually take home every 2 weeks. And that totaled up to $27,000 a year. I think the number actually was like $26,400. I know that's what the number actually is, but I
so
rounded it up to 27,000, and I wrote that on a piece of paper, and I put that on every surface pretty much throughout my house that I knew I was going to see it every day, in my bathroom, in my living room, dining room, kitchen, everything. And as a visual aid of, this is what that job thinks that I'm worth annually, and two, this is what I need to achieve to be able to leave and be able to replace this income that I support myself and my family on, and take that next step. You know, and
wow.
once I was able to do that in a very short period of time, because I essentially made sure that I manifest that by seeing that goal every single day.